Yeah, welcome back to Breakfast Central. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has officially decorated the newly appointed service chiefs at the presidential villa in Abuja following the confirmation by the Senate. The new military leadership includes General Olufemi Oluyede, the Chief of Defense Staff, Lieutenant General Waidi Shaibu, the Chief of Army Staff, and Air Marshal Kennedy Aneke, Chief of Air Staff, Vice Admiral Idi Abbas, and the Chief of Naval Staff.
The President directed the service chiefs to crush terrorist groups and declared that Nigeria is in a hurry to celebrate victory over enemies of the state. But beyond the ceremony and the rhetoric, what does this reshuffle mean for Nigeria's fight against insecurity, military professionalism, and civil-military relations? Joining us live in the studio for this discussion, we have principal partner at Monarchy and Associates Consulting, Akinkunmi Vaughan, is here live. Thank you so much for being here this morning.
Thanks, sir. Thanks.
The first question everyone definitely will be talking about and will love to ask is the change of the security chiefs and the impact it will have, especially looking at the military, the Navy, name them. That change, was it very necessary?
Well, to be informed about the change is within the Constitution of the Nation, Section 218, subsection 1 and 2, that the President can make those changes. Even in the harmonized terms of condition, Section 11 there, 0.8 and 0.9, it tells that after 2 years, or they can say for as much as 2 years, then thereafter, if the President sees fit, he can extend their stay. You asking from the civilian angle, because we're all civilians.
Absolutely.
Well, I'm not totally civilian because the former, I'm from a breed. They call us ex-boys. Yeah. The former Chief of Air Staff and Chief of Naval Staff, they were 6 years my own senior. Yeah. So when you're speaking
in the
military, yeah, Nigerian military school, sorry.
Okay, I went to Nigerian military school too.
What set is that?
NMS 93, Echo Company.
Okay, Foxtrot Company, 88.
Wow.
Okay, so we're speaking military language now.
Yes.
Okay, so I'm the odd one out there.
No, you're not.
Right,
you're not.
right.
I'll bring you online.
I'm going to represent the masses. So
I'll bring you online. Now, where I'll bring you online is that question is a civil question.
Yeah, it is.
It's within the terms of everything that is going on. And you see, when these questions come up, it stirs up a lot of political, careless civilian talk. It's well within the arms of law, and there is nothing wrong. Will they be effective? Will they be useful? Come to the military. Their first place of showing their fit for what they've been appointed to, you understand, is where they put things together to ensure three things. One, what you've been handed over, that you catch up with it good.
Okay.
Number two, what is it exactly you've been given? You need to know. Some of them might just sit back. You're supposed to go through everything because everything might be empty. Then you see, reshuffling sometimes. I don't know why people term politics to be a negative thing. Negative thing. Politics just means the social administration of every immediate environment. In your house, there's politics.
Of course.
So now, when you come on, the immediate thing is to ensure the people you are sitting with, you are in sync with them. If you are not in sync, you can give a marching order and nobody is following. So the immediate thing is to engage the position. And I can assure you that for the military, there is no going back on that. They do that effectively.
Now let's talk about the impact of this change in personnel of the service chiefs and the CDS. The military has it's a big organization. There's a command and control structure. How much impact will the change of personnel at the top, the head of the Army, Navy, Air Force, make in daily operations, in the command, in the theater of operations and things like that? Will it trickle down, and does it have an effect on the morale and also fighting spirit and the way they go about their business?
We're saying two things. You've mixed it up with morale. You're talking about effectiveness. Let's talk about effectiveness.
Okay, effectiveness.
Now, effectiveness is the fact that you've been given a position, administrative position. It's yours to ensure you engage it and do well. Now, I can't assure you of how everybody will handle his or her own task, but it's in the position of the leaders there to either charge, you're not doing well, and if it's doing well, you give him, you encourage him. But for the morale, sir, 3 things that I notice we often ignore when it comes to the morale of the armed forces. We forget the grassroots. This morale you're talking about is not even for them that have been appointed. It is for those that will be on field.
Yes.
Their welfare. If their welfare is not in place, sir, empty work. Second one, all gadgets and all what they are supposed to be fighting with is part of the military welfare. You're not talking, when you're talking about welfare, you're not talking only about their food, about money.
Salary,
you're talking about
equipment,
equipment, what they're fighting with. So if their service welfare is not in place, which is where the equipment match up, you can imagine when you begin to hear military personnel being ambushed. If the weapons they have don't match up, those kind of embarrassments will continue. So when you're talking about welfare, we're talking about, look, just go to the grassroots first. The people you are hoping they will work with you, are they okay? If they are not, sir, the welfare is not good.
I'd like us to look at the alleged coup, because these changes came in the midst of the rumored coup, although we're starting to see a lot of stories crop up.
Names have been given.
Some names have been shared online. Some media houses are digging deep, stating an assassination attempt alleged on the National Security Advisor, and so on and so forth. And then here comes the change of service chiefs.
Yeah.
So everybody's trying to link it.
Read meaning.
Oh, it could be that there was a coup. That's why.
Yeah.
What do we make out of this entire?
Well, I said something when I was coming here this morning, which is there is no smoke without fire. But either way, if there was a smoke from one fire, the next thing to do will fall in line with what has been done, which is let's check them and put the right people in place so that democracy will not be messed with. So it's not out of place. Then again, I can tell you it's normal for civilians to come up with reading meanings. You understand? Listen to what I said when I came in. I talked about the Constitution. I talked about the harmonized terms and conditions. Everything the president did is well in line. But the timing and the drama it shows forth, I don't think anything is out of place, even if there is what you said, alleged coup. Because if you go to all the online medias that are talking about it, listen to their news from the beginning till the end. They don't talk about the fact that there was a board of inquiry that has investigated and had come out with some sets of persons that want to do anything called coup. And coup, it's a normal thinking when it comes to civilian era. So what is supposed to be done is those in charge, they should checkmate them. Are you guys doing what you're doing, supposed to be doing? Are you supervising? Are you monitoring properly so that we don't have a fallout? There is a check of that continuously. So the rumor in place, but I can tell you the president is taking proper. I just want to dispel the civilian fear.
Do you think the Defense Headquarters Communications Directorate should come out and clear the air on this?
But they've done that.
A press conference with
They've done
journalists?
that.
Okay, great.
They've done that.
Now, moving on, let's talk about the profile of the new service chiefs. The immediate past service chiefs, 2 of them, the Chief of Naval Staff and the Chief of Air Staff, were ex-boys of the Nigerian military. Like we are. Not everybody has the privilege. The rare privilege of being ex-boys.
Okay.
Away from that, what's your assessment of this new officers?
No, they are
and why do we have a promotion immediately after they've been appointed? Yesterday we saw the investiture. The CDS is now a full general. The Chief of Army Staff is a Lieutenant General, and what have you? Could you explain that?
Well, let's not leave Joe out of this. Let me involve Joe.
Okay.
Now, when a change like that comes on, some people need to go because a junior officer will not be commanding his seniors. Then, when some go, if you check within the terms of the years the person has served and he qualifies for promotion, with that appointment, an immediate
kicks in.
shift works out. It works out. That's it.
Okay. And then the personnel, what's your assessment of?
No. Have you seen their profile?
Very bulky. I mean, I did follow what they were reading through.
They have the
deep.
experience. They are well trained. So they match up to what is immediate for the country.
Yeah. I mean, I did see their profile and I read...
Beautiful.
Besides, when they were talking in the assembly, you could tell that, okay, these are not just people that have been selected.
During the screening exercise.
During the screening exercise. These are men who have their foot deep in.
Yeah.
But that is not to allay the worry and the fears which many Nigerians still carry as a backpack.
Okay.
That in times past, we've had people who have a very bulky, beautiful resume, one of which happens to be a former late president, President Buhari. When he was campaigning to be president, many had said, oh, because he's a military man, he understands the technique, strategy. So when he comes, it's a done deal for anything ISWAP, Boko Haram, it's finished. And we did see that also occur when they put certain, service chiefs. Does this, should Nigerians now say, okay, because there's a change, are we, like I said, we still carry that fear as a backpack? Are we going to see any change, or is it going to be business as usual? I mean, you're in that field, you've studied these things, you've seen it. What really even stops from really achieving this?
What stops is corruption, poverty, and interference with the armed forces. You say, how can interference come to the armed forces? Very simple. They are submitted to democracy. They cannot act on their own. I'll give you an example. If the president does not permit you be in Borno, you have no rights as a military personnel to forge further to be in Borno. It's not possible. Poverty. Now, where poverty and corruption kiss is this. I saw you showing on screen where somebody is giving money.
Yes.
And people are coming on.
Yes.
Until Nigerians will grow individual integrity, we cannot have change in this country. I'm not denying the fact that there is austerity, poverty is deep, and it commands people's decision. I'm not ignoring that. But when people have cash on one hand, a set of persons, a very small percentage, and another percentage very poor and very needy, you can't have a balanced politic background. It's not possible. There is a shift. And politics is a game of numbers. And if the numbers of those that are hungry and starving and poor are more than those that are rich and, so to say, appointed to lead, so you are leading with money. You are not leading with the discretion of integrity. It's not. Integrity doesn't come to play. So our politics is lopsided. We don't have a balanced politics. You see, when you want to talk politics with a group of persons that want to say this is what is right and this is what this country must do, their belly is full. If they are hungry, you are talking nonsense.
You're talking in the air.
So we need to, I mean, you can't shoot your way out of the security issues and banditry. We need to take care of the social issues and the economic issues, and also use the military
They are key.
approach. Yes.
They are key.
Now, President Tinubu, during the investiture of the service chiefs, emphasized the use of technology in defeating insurgency. We're seeing a new type of warfare here, asymmetrical, where you're not facing a conventional army. Given your interactions and your assessment and your work, what's your assessment? Are armed forces equipped technically, and do they have the wherewithal to wage this modern warfare, this new type of warfare?
My strength in the security service is two: art of crime acts of crime management and family protection. Those are the two strengths, and those are the social end of security.
Closer to the people.
Yes, closer to the people. Now, what it takes to go to a rural place where a set of persons in this nation that is governed by democracy can wear military uniform without being in the armed forces and carry sophisticated weapon without check. It is deep, sir. It is deep. Now, to checkmate that, get me your question again. Let me get.
Are we equipped to?
Now, in the equipment, you know obviously publicly that we are not, because of the way the military and the armed forces have been harassed, the competition, and the boldness. You should see it online. Yeah. For these people carrying, and they don't carry old sophisticated weapons. You see, these are branded new sophisticated weapons. Where are they coming through? So in support of, if they are advanced enough to match up, they are not. Because within the boundaries
but every year the defense budget increases. The defense budget keeps increasing. So how do you explain this?
Okay, now I will challenge that the new service chiefs should ensure that the money the nation puts in for security should get to the grassroots. How? Every equipment these people need, they should purchase them and ensure that their salary, so that they don't have dual interest in different places. Their salary must be in place. Their family should be well kept. This service chief, I can assure you, if the morale of the grassroots people at the armed forces,
the infantrymen,
yes, if they are well equipped, socially and military-wise, I can tell you, for them to fight is nothing big. Look at what it means to go to a rural place to evacuate illiterates. I can say more than 90% of these people we are shouting in this nation that seems we are all educated in, more than 90% of them are illiterate. And they are flogging the whole nation into shape. Flogging. What happens to drones and what happens to sophisticated weapons that we can purchase, and we can do this thing? I can tell you, you can even give the service chiefs, I give you people 3 months. We'll get you all you need, clean Nigeria up. I'm telling you, with sophisticated weapons, which we don't have or we have not purchased, this work can be done. But we don't have them.
So like Gbenga asked, oftentimes the budget is always sent.
It's
always sent for approval, and then when it's approved, you see XYZ amounts, huge amounts being allocated.
But does it get to the grassroots?
So where does it go to? That's another question, because they're not just on paper. They have to be released to the security, and when it's released, at the end of the day,
we see it. These things, they brandish it if they have it. They don't have it.
Now, beyond the equipment, let's talk about the strength, the personnel of our armed forces. They're stretched. It's an anomaly to even see soldiers on the streets. They should be in their barracks.
Yes, in the barracks.
But we have elections, and they are drafted as a support service for the...
And they are not even enough.
For the... to support the Nigerian police. They're not enough. So do we need to increase recruitment drive? Do we need more people in the armed forces to
Let's go back to the economy.
Because we have pockets of insecurity in different parts of the country. So I believe they're kind of stretched.
Are you asking or you know? Because they are stretched.
Okay. Yes, they are
stretched.
Yeah.
They are stretched already. And I still go back to the fact that the welfare and the morale of these people will go a long way even when we get the equipment. Because right now, all the news you are taking on TV and on radio, they're also listening to it. And in the armed forces, you don't talk carelessly. So, grudgingly, we need to treat their grudges. If we don't treat and harm their grudges, we might think we have a set of persons in place and they are not yet in place.
Okay, so my next question to you, since you've been closer to especially the newly appointed called security chiefs, what would be the 3 things that you think they need to do to set the motion, to set the ball rolling and get on with securing the lives and properties of Nigerians and the territories as well? What
Three
are
things.
Three things key.
Three things.
That we need to see.
Three things. For their level of education and every other thing, they know the bureaucracy in administration where policies that are strong can be backed up. Because you see, you can be a figurehead. Yes, you can be a figurehead. So if those policies are not put in place for action, there is trouble. Number two, the borders. If they put hands together, there's synergy in the armed forces to ensure our borders are well secured. I mean properly secured. And we can know who is part of us and who is not part of us. We can find where these people can monitor what is coming in. I tell you, in the same Nigeria where you and I are, there is almost a whole nation of a set of persons that are not Nigerian that are dwelling with us. And we have armed forces. So if there's synergy in them working together concerning the border, policy, number one. Two, borders. Three, these equipments we are talking about, they are not far-fetched. They are not far-fetched. A simple, sophisticated drone could give you the video, live video of what is happening in different places. A sophisticated...
But what happened to the Tucano jet they told to have purchased?
Tucano you are mentioning is still in a low term when we come to sophistication. If you hear sophistication, you will bow. What happened to it, I don't know.
But I think we got some of them.
Yes, but he is saying what happened to them.
Oh, yes.
Are they being used? That he's asking. Yeah. Okay, and that question is the fact that even the sophisticated weapon I'm talking about, will they be used? Yeah. So, well, the policy comes into place. Where the policy comes into place is this service chief must show veto to be able to engage in the administration of the country. They don't need to override the civil rule. They just come up with their service order and sit up to confront what needs to be confronted. They
speak to the GOCs
before they even speak to the GOC, they have the right to speak to the administration of the nation itself. That's their place.
Yes.
They have the office to do that. So policy cannot be ignored. The borders cannot be ignored. Then, sophisticated weapons will do the job. If they give them 3 months and they support them, because it's another thing to say, go and do, and you don't support the person. If they support them, 3 months is enough for the country to be, everybody will fall into place.
Policy, borders, and sophisticated equipment. Well, thank you so much for sharing insights. Always a pleasure having you join us. Mr. Akinkunmi Vaughan is the principal partner at Monarchy and Associates Consulting. When you talk about security insights, he's got it. And I think we've been able to tap into that, looking at the security chiefs.